Hello, Embrace Creatives. This is Fernando Del Rosario again, logging in for episode 8 of this video blog series. This video blog series is in collaboration with Embrace Creatives, and idea behind this is for me to share with you some thoughts and maybe idea starters, tips, and how to market yourself as an artist. My background is I'm a creative director and CEO of my own ad agency company called Concept Zombie. So my job as a creative director is that I help out our clients market, promote, advertise, and also design their products, their services, and their organization to the mass, to the public. And as an artist, I use a lot of those uh, thoughts and ideas and resources to how to market myself as an artist to art galleries, events, clients, and so on. So this video blog series is to share a little bit of what it is that I do for myself, and hopefully that will help you, fellow artists, in your creative journey, in your journey as an artist, to talk to art galleries and clients and events, opportunities, and so on. So, like I've done before, I start this series with a question, and this is actually part 2 of the same question. The question is coming from Ian, Ian underscore can underscore, and Ian's question is, how do you deal with hurdles? And from the last episode, I talked about how, this is kind of a loaded question, and I wanted to break it up into 2 parts. First part is the mental hurdles, what goes through our mind and what goes through our emotions, and the mental struggles and that, and how do we deal with that. And the second part of that is the actual physical, tangible hurdles that we would tend to come and encounter with, and how do you deal with that, and how do I deal with that. And so this episode I'm going to talk about the actual physical, tangible hurdles. And this I will actually talk about Ian. So Ian is somebody that I personally know, that I personally have interacted with, and we've collaborated in. I was part of the Creative Morning Orange County chapter. If you're not familiar with Creative Morning is a wonderful organization. It's a worldwide, global organization, and what they do is they host guest speakers every month. And every city, every major city, state, countries even, has a creative morning chapter. And so Ian is one of their videographers here in Orange County, and I was collaborating with Creative Mornings, and that's how we met. Now I share that with you because some of the physical hurdles that we as artists run into is, how do we connect with people outside of us? How do you connect with art galleries, or how do you get your artwork out there, and how do you get into events or connect with clients? And that feeling of not knowing how to do that really kind of comes from the deep core of feeling like you don't have the right resource, or the right connection to get you from point A to not even to point B, but to point F. You don't have B, C, D to get to F, where in reality you do. And the idea is this: in every idea that I have, or opportunity that I want to pursue, that I may not necessarily know, how to fully complete that idea. I don't necessarily know what the next step is or who to talk to next. I kind of put on this mindset, and I drew a little diagram here. So that's me, okay? And let's say I want to get to out here. Well, I first start with my immediate circle. I first start with my, whether it be friends or family, both. I start talking to them. I start reaching out to them. I start reconnecting with them. Putting myself out there and maybe reach out to somebody I haven't talked to in a long time. I share my ideas with them. I share my thoughts or what it is that I want to do with them. And through that conversation spawns the next set of conversation, right? Then they might know someone. My immediate circle might know somebody just outside of my circle, in their circle. And they can reach out to them for me, my behalf. And then from there, if that immediate connection from my first circle to their circle doesn't garner a connection, maybe their immediate circle will get me to closer to what it is that I want or what it is I'm looking for. Okay? And so on and so forth. Okay? So imagine it being this ripple effect. Just like this. It's a ripple effect. The hard part about that is that it's absolutely vulnerable for you to put yourself out there, to reach out to your immediate circle. It's actually probably so much easier to try to lob it and to reach out to somebody that you don't know, that doesn't know you, right? It's at least, mentally easier because they don't know you and you don't know them. And so you're detached a little bit, right? But when you reach out to your friends and family and you tell them an idea, it's hard because they might not understand your idea. They might not want to help you with your idea. They might even say that your idea is stupid, right? And that's hurtful. I get it, absolutely. So that stops us from being resourceful with our immediate circle. Okay? But if you go back to the first episode, or the episode before this, when I talk about mental hurdles, that's one of the first things that you kind of need to do to get over that mindset in order for you to reach out to your circle. And that takes practice. And if you're familiar with the artwork that I create, where I take comic books and I make giant art pieces out of them, and the first time I had this idea that I wanted to do that, my comics was in my mom's basement, and back in Michigan, and I was living here in California, and I called her and I asked her to send those comics over to me, and I had told her what I was going to do with them. And I remember this very, very specifically. My brother was on the phone call with her, and I told him what I was going to do, and they thought I was crazy. They didn't. My brother thought that it didn't make sense what I was going to do, and then I told them how much I was going to charge people to sell these artworks, and they thought I was crazy. Right? But that didn't stop my resolve. And I just kept on pushing and pushing and pushing, and my circle, I kept on pushing on my circle, right? And then their circle and their circle. And 5 years later, this year is my 5th year since doing my very first art gallery. I've showcased in 40, I think my count was now 45 different gallery showings within the last span of 5 years. So the idea is continually pushing your connections, and that's how that's one of the things that I do to push my to get through my physical hurdles. So again, this is a pretty big question. I can talk more and more about it. I would love for you to engage with me as far as other ideas that I have, or other questions that you might have for me. Mental and physical hurdles is something that is important, and it should be, and it can be, part of your narrative, your story, that you can share with your gallery showings or with your clients. So that's how, understanding your mental and your physical hurdles and how does that fit within your artistry is part of your story. So that's how you can use that as part of your marketing strategy. All right, everyone. Thank you again for taking the time. Please send me your questions. What are your questions for me to continue to talk about? And how does that relate to marketing your art? Have a great day and talk to you soon.